You're getting to be a big boy.
I'm just a kid from store. Each day I grow some more. I like exploring. I'm Caillou, Caillou. I'm Caillou, Caillou. I'm Caillou, Caillou. I'm Caillou, Caillou. So many things to do. Each day is something new. I'll share them with you. I'm Caillou. My world is turning, changing each day. With mommy and daddy, I'm finding my way.
This looks interesting. The Stanley Parable. Sounds like fun. Nappa here, showing you the Stanley Parable. It's gonna be great. Let's begin. The end is never the end. As it continues infinitely, it's confusing.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
I'm Nappa, not Stanley.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
Getting on the job, Mark.
Employee
I like it.
number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee
sounds very
427
sad.
did every day of every month of every year. And
Good
although
thing I'm not
others
this
might have
chump.
considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished
soul-rending.
every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly
Where's the rest
for
of the
this
world?
job. And Stanley
Is this the
was
game?
happy.
I wouldn't be.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened.
Definitely
Something
not.
that would forever change Stanley.
Really?
Something he would never quite forget.
I doubt that.
He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow.
Really?
No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi.
Well, that's
Never in all his years
very
at the company
lonely.
had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Oh, I can see now. So, I'm Stanley. Mistakes were made, because he's one lonely guy. It is 11:25, it looks like. So, boop.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Maybe they don't like
Stanley
me.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Maybe they don't like me.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I'm pretty sure I could find him. If only I had my scouter. What does it say? Boop. Boopity-doop. I'm pressing buttons. More computers. Gotta say, this is a pretty bland job. Welcome. Username Access. If this man's name was Access, well, I wouldn't name my child. Who would want to name their child Access? It's not a good name. Boop. I turned you off. Open sesame. Or not.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
But I don't want to. I like my right hand. Not in the way that you're thinking of. Weirdo.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room,
I know that.
and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Of course I do.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Ah, 'cause I love those chairs. Feel so good on my tush. Chairs.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring.
Sit.
It had really been worth the detour after
Sit.
all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
Oh, it's
Stanley
so
simply
beautiful.
stood here, drinking it all in.
Ooh, speaking of drinks, gimme. Nappa's thirsty. I want my soda.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating
Oh, it's
that even
beautiful.
though all your co-workers have
oceans
mysteriously vanished,
and leaves.
here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Oh, it's so beautiful. Drinking the
At this
coffee.
point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy
Oh, eat a
and reflected
dick.
poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Or maybe it's just because they heard his creepy voice in their heads.
But at last,
They all
he'd had
killed
enough of the
themselves, I don't
amazing
know.
room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
I don't like you. I'm not following your directions.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired
I'll
years
go fuck
ago.
off. Freedom. I ain't listening to you, jackass.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley.
Really?
Someone you've forgotten about.
Is it
Please,
Vegeta?
stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Since when is Vegeta a girl?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life.
Well, I know
She's been
Vegeta
waiting.
isn't a girl, so I will tread carefully on this bit. What does that say? Warning may contain. What does it say? I can't read it. Get information. May contain information. Well, no shit. Fragile. Can I drive you? Nappa in a forklift. It sounds... just the image of it in my mind sounds amazing. Vegeta, are you in here? Hello? Vegeta? No, sweet.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
But Vegeta's a guy. What are you telling me? Hello? Nappa speaking. I like it how
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just
female
pulling some bread
Vegeta.
out of the oven. All right. Okay,
I
there we go.
smell food.
All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your...
Wait, what? Ah! What?
Gotcha.
Oh, that
come
real
on.
dick move.
Did you actually think you had a loving wife? Who'd want to commit their life to you?
Definitely
I'm trying to
Vegeta.
make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something.
Well, I'm
Come
obviously
inside.
not blind, so I
Let
can
me
see
show you what's
plenty
really
well.
going on here.
I'm good.
Sorry, but you're in my story now.
No, I'm not.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Hey!
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes
demands
is a
all my
reminder of the
personal attention, you
inconsequential nature
jackass.
of his existence.
XR.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back
boobs
to
do
work.
not look realistic.
One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's
You
chosen
are a
this life.
pitiful excuse of a female Vegeta.
But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures.
Yes, I
From
can.
behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands.
Sounds like the green guy.
And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
That's not true. Well, at least I can watch some television. Hello, TV. Entertain me.
And so he began
Ah,
to fantasize
you
about his own job. First, he
asshole.
imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building
Nappa is
had
his
suddenly
own
vanished
boss.
off the face
Except
of
when
the
it comes to
earth.
Vegeta.
The thought excited him terribly.
Oh, did it? Where's the boys? Do I have to press P to spend time with the boys? I hope P isn't what I think it is. Ugh. That's not healthy. Boop.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely
really a
even
choice
mattered
when
what lay behind each door.
tell me which one to
the
go.
mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
You're pretty much over dramatizing my life. Well, it is almost dinner time. You're making me. Where's that food? Where's the food you were making for me? I want my food. Give.
As he wandered through this fantasy
You little
world, he
bitch.
began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations.
You will never
Down
be a
one
female
path lay an
Vegeta.
enormous round room with monitors and mind
me outta here.
controls. And down
I
another
want
was a yellow line
Hardee's.
that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it
game with
the
a baby.
Stanley Parable.
I'm a baby. But the boys are gone. Are you behind here? Hello?
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free.
I mean, I'm pretty
Surely
free.
there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
What if I don't want to play anymore? Wife? Failed excuse of a female Vegeta? You're a bitch. Ooh. Oh. Oh.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has.
Never.
Nothing has changed.
I
The longer
clicked
he
zero.
spends here, the more invested
Or was
he
it O?
gets. The more he forgets which life is the real one.
To go to sleep. But it's not sleepy time. It's Nappa time. Damn it.
And I'm trying to tell him this. That in this world he can never be anything but an observer. That as long as he remains here,
I hate
he's
Mondays.
slowly killing himself.
Yes.
But he won't
I
listen
detest
to me.
them
He won't
with a
stop.
passion.
Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Okay. Waiting. Nappa's waiting. And now with everything rearranged, I don't know if I can find my things. Who the hell would put a chair right here? My stupid wife would. She's a failed excuse for a female Vegeta. Failed excuse indeed. Dang it.
You see?
What the?
Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself?
Actually,
how can I get him to
seems
see
like
what
you're
I
killing
see?
me, bucko.
How can I make him look at himself?
I question everything. Right now I could be out playing catching Pokemon, but no. You have me dealing with this baloney.
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley.
Which is apparently
Not
your
so
rules.
different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again.
Whoa, what?
And Stanley pushed a button.
I don't want to
And I tried
die.
again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
God damn you. What is this? The end is never the end? Why would you want me to die? That has... We're back here. 6 hours later. Or it could be 7. Kinda lost track of time. Well, I'm gonna cut it off to here. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. You spam that like button. And tell all your friends to subscribe, otherwise I'll have to come find you. And I'll slam my videos in your face. And we all know that's how that's gonna happen. So, click that subscribe button. If you don't, there's shit gonna go down. It's Nappa signing off. Have yourselves a great day, or night, whatever. Don't die. And subscribe.